We're going live. I think we're live. Oh, we're live.
Are we here? Oh,
Are we here? We're here.
Are we here?
Are you there?
Yes,
I
we're
don't
there.
know.
We're not here. We're there.
We're here. Yeah, you're there. You look good. See, the lighting makes all the difference.
You're absolutely right. I can't see it though. So you can see it, but I can't see it.
Well, it's so funny. I go, the lighting makes all the difference, and you go, you're absolutely right. I can't see it. How do you know I'm absolutely right if you can't see it?
I can kind of see.
Hi, people. Can you write something just so I know that the comment thing is on? It says 11 people are on. So if you could write something, because I don't know how to fix it. I don't. Let's see. Oh. Okay, hello. Okay, it works.
Oh, great.
It works.
Great.
Because I don't know, once we're live, I don't know how to fix stuff. Hi, Michael. Hi from Chicago.
Can we hear them talk? Huh?
No, we were going to do the Zoom last week, and then remember I was like heat stroked and oof, she was hot last week.
Yeah, I can't get my leg through there.
Do you want to straddle that?
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
No, and we should do all this before we go on the
We
thing.
did do it.
Yeah, we did, but I didn't.
Hi, Cynthia from Virginia. Hi, Writer Dude from the great state of Washington. All right. Hi from New Orleans. I was at the Final Four in New Orleans twice. So talk about something to remember. Or maybe, well, at least I have pictures. I don't know how much I remember, but look, I got my Magnum PI shirt on tonight.
I know.
It's in honor of Hawaii. Did you see Hawaii's burning?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Hawaii, like one of the islands. Does anybody know what island's like Leilani or something like that? I've never been to Hawaii, so I don't know.
Oh, that's too bad.
And they said they don't know how they'll rebuild because people were running into the ocean because fire.
What started it?
I don't know. Does anybody know? I mean, I don't want to start this off on a bad thing, but yeah, isn't that sad?
It is real sad.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I got all the names in the hat, and Joy's going to pick. We'll do that soon. Yeah. So let's see. Maui and Big Island, both. But Maui is worse. Wow. It's just, I don't know, all these natural disasters and everything. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. So, sorry about last week that I had to cancel, but it was. And then the Zoom just seemed like a lot of work this week. So,
yeah, everything was going wrong, right? Kind of. Not wrong, but.
Mm-hmm. I still have two. I have the bike.
With the bikes and stuff.
And for this bike, the battery doesn't work for some reason. The one that got stolen that I have now. And then the other one, they sent the screw that I needed, but it got rejected for some reason. And they said that happens. So now they got to send it back to me. Yeah. And now, But last night I did the, hi, Katie Dan. She said she's here for the joy.
She's the what?
She's here for the joy. Cute. Mm-hmm. And then the people we're going to be having squirrel. We're going to be having the treat boxes. They're sending them, and they're like, "Can we,
more
keep sending them to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you don't have to ask if you can send us treats. Who'd need to ask that, huh?"
And they really enjoyed the videos.
Yeah.
We'll
take the treats. We'll eat the treats, all the treats. Mm. Wow, Sally's from the Wales. United Kingdom.
Oh my gosh, it's hard to believe.
Isn't it? I mean, really, it's just, it amazes me that we can talk to people from all over the world. I really wish, though, it was a Zoom. I am going to try that. But because if it works, then I'd like to have, like I said, like a smaller group. And then we can all discuss, because I want to get to know more of you. Yeah. Because she said they can't ask us, can't talk back to us. Yeah. Well, you don't want to talk back to us.
Yeah.
You get a spanking if you talk back to us. That's what Dad used to say. Don't talk back to me.
Well, we can talk back when
Hi from Alaska.
Alaska.
I want to go to Alaska.
You will then.
I will.
You will.
I will. I'm convinced today I felt like, I don't know, some kind of freedom, like anything's possible. But you know what? I have been listening. So, we're going to talk about this a little bit, but we were just talking too. It kind of is redundant.
Well, it works. I mean, definitely it works. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will show you. So every single night I go to bed and I just go to the search button on here, and I don't know. Let's see if you can see. So if you know what ASMR is, it's like where they whisper, because when I'm ready to go to bed, I don't want people talking loud.
Yeah.
And so I search for ASMR meditation sleep. And there's all these different things, and I do them about my guardian angels, like connecting with your guardian angels, and finding your partner or anything. You can find anything. So you fall asleep listening to that.
Your subconscious thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it really gets in there because you're not thinking about other things because you're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, Katie. So should we pull the winner for the bracelet first? Or
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should talk about that first.
Okay. We'll let Joy
Yeah.
decide. Joy's the boss.
Oh, not really.
Do you know what's interesting? I found this, and I don't even know where it came from.
What is it?
And I know you didn't give it to me.
What is it?
It
It looks like an obituary thing.
It says,
But it's not.
It says angels. It's a bookmark. And I seriously have no idea where it came from. It was like...
It manifested.
No, seriously. I was like, this is weird. Like in the van, listen, I know... things that I put in there, and I never have seen this.
What does it say?
It said, angels are the guardians of hope and wonder, the keepers of magic and dreams. Angels watch over you wherever you go, keeping each day perfect and promising a bright new tomorrow. Wherever there is love, an angel is flying by. Angels help you carry the ball, carry a tune, carry your weight, and carry on. Your guardian angel knows. And isn't that funny? Because we've been talking, and you know what?
It's just one of those things.
I have been recently listening, like I said, to the ASMR about like connecting with your guardian angels. George, my guardian angel, dropped this in for me.
Well, the thing is, I do think we have angels watching over us, our spirit, But It's a Wonderful
Life. Mm-hmm. George
and Clarence was the angel.
Oh yeah.
And at the very end,
oh yeah,
it's Christmas, and they're standing with everybody's helping them with.
What do they say?
Money.
Every time,
and then a bell rang, and the little girl he was holding said,
"Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings."
So there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely believe that. They're watching over us.
And I think we talked about this last time. I can't remember, but I've been watching stuff about guardian angels, and you have to call upon them. They're there for you, but they can't do anything unless you ask them to.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, try it. Does anybody believe in guardian angels or talk to your guardian angel? Well, and here's the thing. I always think too, like I said, when I'm on a plane and we have turbulence, I picture Dad, Chris, Al, and Frank holding the plane. Like, do you know what I mean? And that they're flying and their cheeks are flapping because they're like making it steady. Absolutely. Yep. Hi, Daniel. So I believe that they're watching over us. And I do believe that there's one specifically sent for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least I like to believe it. So.
Well, there's lots of stuff out there that we don't know about.
Well,
good stuff. And this book and what it says, it's I think almost everyone has manifested something, even though they don't realize it.
Yeah, if you're not looking, do you know what I mean? If you don't know.
Yes, and it has so many different. Is somebody writing something?
Yeah, though
Oh.
they have wills, angels, like all creatures, are subject to the will of God. Good angels are sent by God to help believers. I don't think there's any bad angels. I don't think they'd be an angel if they were.
I don't know, but I never thought of bad angels. But
We don't want to think of bad angels.
I just don't want to think of
That's
bad
Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
That's a biker.
Oh yeah. And the angels.
Hi, Jamie.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. There we go. Charlie's Angels. Now that's my kind of angel. Those are my guardian angels.
Oh, I would love
Farrah Fawcett's my.
Well, she is an angel now, so.
Yeah, she is. She's truly an angel.
Yeah. But anyway, all of this stuff in here is actual, I think, and true. You know, if you read it, I finished reading it just a couple days ago, and it talked about. Do you remember the people? What was the name of it now? The Birdman of Alcatraz. The
I don't remember
Birdman.
that. The name sounds like a movie that I've heard, but I didn't. What does it mean?
Well, it was this man that was in prison for life
Mm-hmm.
and in solitaire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a true story. This is the thing. It's a true story. And he was in solitaire for life. And one day, I don't know, they do let him out for one. He found a sick bird. And now I don't even know why I started saying this. There was a good reason. Trust me, folks, I'll remember it in a few minutes.
It'll come back. Well, how about
it's in there. So anyway, and he found this sick bird.
Yes.
And they let him bring it to his cell. And he got interested in the birds. And then he asked them for books about taking care of birds, about sick birds. Yeah. Anyway, a long story short, he ended up dying there after many, many years. And he was like a bird doctor. From reading all these books and everything. And
well, how about the one guy? How come I can't remember his name now? You guys know who it is.
Take after me. Yeah.
That was in prison for so long, and then he was the president of his country when he came out. How come I'm blanking?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. And he said they can take anything except for like my thoughts. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
They can't change that. And he like wrote in there and kept good thoughts. Who was that? You guys know.
I know. I'm familiar with what you're
Nelson
saying.
Mandela. Nelson Mandela.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. They had a chapter in there about famous people who were,
in prison,
way, like in prison for a long time, right? And they ended up being, really,
because you have to
well known.
Well, you have to take your mind somewhere else, and because you can be free in your mind. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all in our mind. Our prisons, we make our own prisons.
We make our own prisons.
Yes.
And in this one chapter, it's just about famous people that weren't famous, or they were really in a bad way, like in prison or sick.
And if you didn't, my tattoo people always ask, the eyes of others are prisons, their thoughts are cages, because we're always so worried. Well, not even, like I said, you could never say anything worse to me about me than I haven't already said to myself at some point.
I think every human being could maybe say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
yeah.
Okay. So I was just but isn't that interesting? I don't even know where that came from. I found that it fell out of something onto my floor, and
it must have come from somewhere.
So I highlighted some things again as I was reading.
I didn't highlight, but yeah.
So chapter 5, because we were doing 5 to 10. And this one part projecting thought forms. And let's see. In the dimension of the mind, there are vast forces latent. When once stirred into dynamic action through intense concentration, the mind is capable of projecting thought forms which can lodge in space and which other people are able to pick up and discern. This power of projecting thought forms is very much the same as the principle which causes sound and pictures to be transmitted by electrical pulsations. But the crux of it was, think how much more powerful your brain is than these machines. Oh, because it's talking about radio waves. We may tap these radio waves with our electrical machines and use them for telephone, radio, television. Those are all things in the air. They're waves.
Yeah.
Well,
that's where all the techie communication comes from.
Like Bluetooth and everything that's wireless. That's all through the air. Your brain created these machines, therefore it has more power than the things it creates. So people created the machines, so your brain is more powerful than that. So let's see. I was just looking to see. Anybody else want to can you add the name of the book again in the notes? Sure, it's Metaphysics.
Have any experience having
new dimensions of the mind?
Manifested something in your life?
Yeah, somebody said that they ask their guardian angels like every day, do you thank them for watching over their family?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Metaphysics, New Dimensions of the Mind by Anthony Norvell.
Yeah, it had good reviews, so I picked that one. But it basically, each chapter is about a different dimension, and then at the end it talks about.
What's funny? We were just talking about being in prison, and I had highlighted this that one man, the new prisoner, was living in the consciousness of limitation and saw only the wretched prison cell where he was to remain for 6 months. Bunyan was living on a fourth dimensional plane of the higher cosmic mind where he created his own world and rose above the limitation of his environment.
Yeah.
It was a story. It says a prison or a palace.
Yeah.
And that, you can, and it's interesting because, I think some people think this sounds so out there, but yet we're so quick to believe like negative stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, you can manifest negative stuff too.
Well, that's the truth.
And that's the danger.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's and that's the thing. Heaven or hell, or prison or a palace.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is what's living up here, what you're telling yourself, and what and the stories you make up, because like Dad said, quit making up stories, because we all something happens and all of a sudden our mind has it all the way down the road and it's not even real.
And he was one who never would buy complaining or
Dad never complained
or saying, oh, what if this happens or what if that happens? Because whenever I would do that, this is years ago, and he would say, stop making up stories.
Yeah.
And then he would tell, I remember it was Sam. We watched our grandkids so much. But anyway, and Sam would say to him, he'd say, Grandpa, what if? And then he would, and Grandpa would say, Sam, there are no what ifs.
Yeah.
There's just what is.
What is.
Yeah.
Right. And what is right now. Like whatever's happened in the past. I don't ever think about the past.
It's good not
anymore. I think maybe because I'm so busy and I'm always thinking, and I think I talked about this before, that's what van life has done for me. Because I always have to be present because so many things are happening right now.
That is true. Yeah. And the thing is, too, there really is no past or future. Like we have it here on Earth. This is all in our minds. There's only just the second, and it's gone. The thing is, what makes it seem like time? And there is no time. And what makes it seem like there's time and that it moves is we think about the past. So it's like it's still there,
Mm-hmm.
and we anticipate the future. So it's out there somewhere, where really we should only be considering what's happening right now in front of us, and then let it go. I mean,
That was my
let
word.
it go.
That-
It won't go further.
So, like I said, I felt like this sense of freedom today and just happiness. And that was my word, was surrender. That you just surrender to what is happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that describes it really
That
well.
you can't, like I said, if the van doesn't start, well, I shouldn't like get mad or upset or whatever. It just is. And then there's a solution to it. And I read something, where did I read it? That, if there isn't a solution to a problem, if you can't find one, then maybe there is no solution, and you have to learn how to live with that and work your way with that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was profound, because there isn't an answer to everything. And a lot of times, I was talking on TikTok, and let's see, Coffee Nut said, my problem is that I hyper focus on something. Yep,
Yeah.
I did. That was either hours ago or a week ago. I keep hyper focusing on it and letting the decisions I made on what did bother me. And that's it. It's ruminating.
Mhm.
And that's what you do. But here's the thing, all it does is take you down a spiral. I've done that before. And honestly, I used to do that. Well, when I started taking Lexapro,
Yeah.
that stopped.
Yeah.
And and I said to her, because she said, Tracey, and I'm not saying that like that's what you have to do, but
Yeah.
I would ruminate on things
Yeah.
and not let them go.
Yeah.
And like with my eyes and stuff, that like I could
that
not.
bothered you. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
well, because people would say, oh my
So
God,
bad.
your eyes are so red. Oh, were you crying? Or what I mean? And then I'd be on camera, because I used to be on national TV,
Yeah.
and the camera comes in, and it was for like beauty stuff, and here's me with bloodshot eyes, So thank God for Dr. Galani, because it let me let go of that.
Yeah.
So but we get it. I mean, that's like a normal thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If a lot of when you start people are getting interested in this all over. I mean, it's on Facebook. I mean, instead of news, it's Krishnamurti or movie or something like that.
People want to know, especially since COVID. And listen, we can't even afford. I see, like I talk about TikTok a lot. I don't even go on there a lot, but at night before I go to bed, I'll scroll a little bit. But it's like we can't even afford anything anymore. Remember when we went to Nicaragua?
Yes.
So we went to Nicaragua on a mission trip. I know we've talked about it, but Joy went ziplining when she was 80. We went there when she was 80.
Yeah.
Anyway, remember how happy those little kids were and those people?
And they had nothing.
And we would go like feed them their one meal. Remember, they'd have to walk like miles to have their one plate. And they were always just happy. They lived in tin sheds. They lived in a dump.
They were just posts with those dark green plastic garbage bags as a roof. Yeah, that was their homes.
I mean, they were shanties, and they lived in the dump. And we were at the school that was literally in the dump, and they all had uniforms on, remember? And we were swinging them and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like the happiest kids. And here's the thing, if all you're looking for during the day is to just get your needs met, like food and shelter and clothing, then if that's all you're searching for are just the basics, if you get them, do you mean anything else is the cherry on top? But we I think feel the need, we're such consumerism that we think something's going to fulfill us. So we keep searching because we don't look inside. And I think all this stuff, since COVID happened and everything, has made people more aware. Listen, it's not happening here. Do you know what I mean?
No, right now I feel like there's a fog of some kind
Mm-hmm.
all over the United States, and it's I mean, everything is sad, kind of.
Right.
Really.
Somebody said, I wish we could evolve more quickly as humans. And we've seemed to have taken backward steps
Yeah.
instead of forward steps. But I think, too, individually, because we aren't responsible, we can't change anybody else. And, I've tried to do that before. Think that I could love somebody enough to change. But if they aren't on a path that they want to change themselves,
Well, you have to do it yourself.
right. And you have to be at that point. And some people don't evolve because they aren't interested in talking about things like this.
But some people don't know.
Some people don't know, right?
But that's one of the good things about what's happened in the last, how many years now? 5, 6, 7
Mhm.
years. But it's now you see these things on Facebook that are really, they weren't popular, only a few people were interested in them, and they're all positive, and they're all from these great and wise human beings,
but
from way, way back.
Here's the thing, too. If you have nothing, like I said, on TikTok, I've seen so many people crying, and they're like, what can we do? There's 2 people working, like a husband and a wife, or there's single people, and you're making a wage, like you're working full time, and you still can't pay your rent or whatever. So then a lot of people, I think, turn to I want to say spirituality, but do you know what I mean? Another like being in the foxhole. It's like, where do you turn to?
Yeah. Well, I think everything that happens is for the highest good of everyone. Actually, we don't see it when it's happening. I mean, that's how I feel. But I think on this, it all comes down to how you see your world,
right? And
how you think about it,
right?
And everything.
Well, and like with scuba diving now, like I said, I mean, this was the perfect time to do it because this is when it happened. But being underwater, and all you hear are those bubbles coming up, and you're just in this whole world. Even though I only saw those couple fish, I said, imagine once I get to the ocean and I really see something, And when I'm with those people, we all have this. There were like 20 people there on Tuesday. It's just called a fun dive, and then they have food afterwards, and we all sat around and talked. And just being with people who, you're doing something out in nature and seeing things, and then talking about it afterwards. And it just was, to me, it just is, it's so like heartwarming. It's like I feel like I belong there, or I found some part of a tribe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because they're so nice. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to make friends as you get older.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, and being present. Is somebody writing something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, people are searching, and the internet has made our world so much bigger, and access to knowledge is the right at our fingertips. True. Everything is as it should be. Butterfly Beetles said that. Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I usually start with somebody tell me anything, small or big, anything that happened to you last week, like something good. Like last week we were, that if you want to share, we'd love to hear something.
That would be nice.
And we start my coaching sessions off with tell me a win from last week.
Yeah.
Even sometimes it's just like, if you're depressed, and it's like, I got out of bed and brushed my teeth, and it's like, yes,
listen, that's a win.
Right. That's what I said. It doesn't have to be big. But yeah, it's also interesting. And again, it's hard to kind of keep talking about because it is kind of redundant.
It is, because anything that like that, a life changing, it changes the way you think, and that's the only way you learn it is by repeating and repeating
Right.
and repeating. Like
Right.
we're really supposed to be when we're. Is somebody ready?
Somebody's amaryllis bloomed. Somebody
Oh,
their flowers bloomed.
That's
Yay! Let's see.
Yeah.
I celebrated my 50th wedding anniversary
now
Friday
that's
last week.
wonderful.
50
Oh,
years. I can't even last 50 hours with somebody. So 50 years is a.
Yeah.
I met my first grandbaby last week.
Well, there's another. Oh my gosh. There's a lot
I
out
love
there.
babies. Somebody said, I'm so hard on myself. I lay in bed in the middle of the night and have to tell myself I'm okay. Everything is okay. I don't have to have everything figured out. That's the one good thing about the meditations, because, you know, my mind wanders too. So if you're laying there listening to somebody like in a really soft voice, like kind of telling a story, and they guide you, it's a guided meditation, that in the beginning your mind's kind of wandering, but then after a while,
Yes.
like you don't even think about it. You're just listening to what they're saying. Let's see. Made dinner for my coworkers at work. It went over very well.
That is a plus. Yeah.
I don't know. Shish tawak and Lebanese rice. You know, the treats. I can't say those things right. So
no,
I probably made up a new dish. I've been cleaning out all of my cabinets and throwing away junk, and it feels so good. Oh boy.
No, that's always feels good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got a lab puppy. They got a puppy, a lab. Oh, I tell you what, just after watching
dogs.
my grand puppies last weekend, they're a lot of work. Yeah. I got an offer for my home, and I'm on pins and needles right now. We're sending out good vibes. That everything goes through.
About it tonight. Yeah.
Everything goes through. It's going to happen. A win from last week for me was I avoided rain each and every time that I stepped out with my umbrella.
In Minnesota, that's
a
good,
win.
Right? Yeah.
My win, my new bakery licenses was approved here in Reno, Nevada. So now I have a new business named Hello Sugar. Okay, if you're in Nevada, go to Hello Sugar. Give me the address and I'll tell people where it is. This was a long process and very stressful. I can't imagine owning like a rest. My girlfriend's dad, you know, Jeannie's dad.
Yeah.
Owned tin cups, and plus he worked full time during the day and ran that at night. Yeah. And a restaurant or anything like that is very stressful, but good for you. And donuts or your bakery.
I wish I could whistle, like, you know.
I
like
can,
Dad
but I won't.
did.
I can do that.
Whistle. Yeah.
I celebrate and feel proud when I muster the energy to keep my dishes done.
There you go.
Yeah. I only eat one thing at a time. I usually just use a fork, and that's all I need. I sold a piece of land last week. Oh, you should have sold it to me, and I'd build tiny homes on it. Yeah. Middle Eastern chicken cooked on a skewer. Oh, is that what that is that I said wrong? I'm a Scorpio too, ladies. So another Scorpio in the house.
Yay, Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Bone said, just had a huge hailstorm about 2 hours ago, golf ball size. I heard that.
Oh, no.
Put out some good vibes for the new roof for old T-Bone. Well, look at, you get a new roof. Yay.
There you go. I guess that's a plus.
There's a positive, right?
A minus plus and a plus. Yeah.
And a plus.
Yeah.
You know, I just randomly opened this, and I don't even, it's on page 182, and it says, man's eternal soul quest. Throughout his existence, man's soul quests for fulfillment. And, you know, that's it. We just want to be fulfilled.
Right.
He finds love, marries, rears a family, and knows a sense of contentment and accomplishment, but is it complete fulfillment? No, for his soul has a vague sense of unrest, and he longs for spiritual completion, cosmic fulfillment. He searches in the outer world of reality for fame and fortune, youth and beauty, money and jobs, social life and friends. These are all evanescent and subject to the law of change. And that's it. And, you know,
that's why we're here, to learn. I always say to learn to love. Well, to learn to be what we really are.
Well, and I think too, we think that it's like a title or something like that. And I remember I had cards made up because I just wanted to have a card and be like somebody, I'd be so professional if I had a card. Now I have 5,000. I have 5,000 cards. And I know it doesn't make you feel any more professional.
Well, you were young, honey.
But
yeah, I mean, real young.
I don't know where I read it or whatever, but that, here's the thing. We're spiritual beings.
We are.
And we won't feel fulfilled until we're back to the spiritual realm, till we go home. And home isn't here.
When we find
completed
ourselves, I think we're not complete yet. We have to be, that's what we're trying to be. Complete.
Right. And I think that's the thing, we're trying too hard when we just have to be. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be trying to like better yourself or go to school or go for your goals or, do that. Yeah. But just know that, you always think you're going to get to this point. And once I do this, then I'll be happy. And it never is like that. Or even having like, you could have all the money that you wished for. And it's just an empty feeling because you're like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Because you have to keep having like goals or something to try and fulfill you. But, money and things aren't what do that.
Well, see, that's the thing about being happy. The thing is, we're supposed to actually be present.
Right.
Be present every moment. But because we don't know how, you have to practice.
But that's how I felt today.
And then you want things. And then you're happy when you get them. And then you want something else.
Right.
And then you
think, just if I get this, then I'll be happy. That's how you get happy.
Yeah, by getting stuff. Yeah, I mean, most human beings do.
No. Well, because once you get it, you're not happy. Do you know what I mean? It never fulfills you.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You're already fulfilled.
Oh, right.
But all you need you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
And you're present. But most of the time, we're in yesterday or tomorrow, and we desire things, and when we get them, we're happy.
Right. Well,
and then we want something else.
Right. There's never just like an end thing. Like, you think, if I got $1 million, then everything would be solved and then I'd be happy. And it would just bring more problems, But, that was like today when I was driving.
Yeah.
And it was nice. And I just felt this complete sense of fulfillment, not like about like what I do or anything like that. Just like I said, a surrender that I'm here, the sun's out, it's beautiful. And
that's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
And the thing is, then we start to desire something.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you're well, I don't know. It's all kind of mixed up and complicated that we have to learn.
Yeah. Okay, so Jamie said, thank you. It's a mobile bakery, so the storefront will be a vintage trailer. Oh, I like that I will be at different locations. Oh, that'll be
that's
cool.
Creative.
I also do work full time, so I'm hoping that will change. Wow, that's a lot to take on, and that's amazing. I mean,
good luck.
Yeah. How to practice living in the moment, mindfulness of breath. Yeah, because you know what? I noticed I been holding my breath before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And then just all of a sudden I would be conscious of it. And I'm like, I'm not breathing, like holding your breath.
It's not funny, but
yeah,
it's just, you're not breathing.
Yeah. Coffee Nut said, good luck, Jamie. Dan, you will do great. Do we have to raise our vibration level in a positive way? Well, you don't want to do it in a negative way because you get what you put out there, or what you're trying to manifest.
Yes, I think that the whole thing is positivity. I mean, you want this, and you know that it's,
I was listening to a meditation. If I can find it,
it's going to manifest. Yeah.
If I can find it, I'll post it. I'll put a post up. But it was just last night. And it was about manifesting what you want or something like that. And it had to do with guardian angels. But they asked for the 3 top things like that you want, like you're wishing for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, okay, I thought about them, and then they're like, okay, which one do you want the least? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't in there. I mean, like, oh, which one? That's tough. Which one do I want the least? And then, but there was a method to the madness, because then it's like, okay, so now that you've done that, like, imagine that you've accomplished that.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? And I could feel it, like, okay, it was just kind of a baby step. And I said, okay, then go to the next one. Okay,
Yeah.
and then how do you feel accomplishing that? And I could feel myself, like, the excitement,
Yeah.
and then, like, the one that I really want, because then it was like steps accomplishing to get there. And it was like, because that's how I was fulfilled, not because of money or anything like
Yeah.
that, but because of my desire. My desire is to, like, help people, and whatever way that is. I mean, I have ideas,
Yeah.
but that the happiness of helping other people
Yeah.
be happy, or accomplish their
Yeah.
goals, or do whatever, just to encourage them. My tagline for my coaching thing
Mhm.
is, I'll believe in you until you believe in you, because most
There
of
you go.
us don't believe in ourselves, and a lot of times we don't have other people that believe
It
in
is
us.
hard to find someone
Yeah.
that will encourage you to take a different direction or a different step. They usually say, "Oh, no, no."
Well,
don't do
remember
that."
Sandy, when I was working for
Yes.
Suzanne Summers, we had a holiday thing, and I just had my book out. My book was on the table. Kim never picked it up to even look at it or said anything. And then Sandy turns around and says to me, I mean, of all these wonderful things, after working so hard, myself, for years on all of this, and she said to me, Tracey, why don't you just get a real job like the rest of us?
Well, she doesn't have your vision.
Well,
and she's
and at first I
everything is.
was really hurt.
Yeah.
But after a while, I realized, like I was just talking about before we came on, that it came from her not being able to ever live a life like that.
Yeah.
Sandy,
Yeah.
like, would lay her clothes out at night. She liked her 9 to 5, and then she
Yeah.
just wanted her time.
Everybody is different. Their desires are different.
And so don't take that on yourself, because it's coming from their fear,
not yours.
not your
Yeah.
fear. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it took me a while to realize that, and then not be mad at her. She was the one who would be afraid to live that life.
Yes. And the thing is, it would be nice that's why there's not a lot of people ready to encourage, because they're afraid for you. Maybe they think, oh, you're going to get hurt or this or
I'm gonna
that,
get eaten by a shark. Well, that's what I was talking about today. And I was just telling Mom, I go, hey, I'd rather be eaten by a shark than die in hospice. We saw everybody die in hospice, so.
But that's the point. It's
And
their,
boy, what a story.
their idea.
Right.
It's not yours.
Right.
And so they're really saying to you, I would never do that.
And here's the thing. That's where it comes, where fear, and I always say fear isn't real, because fear is like fight or flight, but it's made up in our head most of the time.
It's what we imagine.
It's what we imagine.
Yeah.
And that's what we say, imagine the worst thing that could happen, and then, it never happens.
Yeah.
And that's why being out on the road,
Yeah.
like I said, I'd rather take on a shark than another Walmart parking lot for a night. If you really want to put your life in peril, sleep at the Walmart parking lot. Yeah.
Well, I mean, see, and that's it. We'd all get along much better, as a world, as a, if we just tried to understand the other person's, where they're coming from, instead of taking it at face value,
you know what I say, which I don't get. So if you're not clapping for other people, so like somebody is celebrating something, like, oh, I got a promotion, or oh, I got this, and you're kind of like, oh, grumbling. But then what about if you get a promotion?
Yeah.
You want other people to celebrate for you. So it has to go both ways. We should all be celebrating each other's wins.
I agree.
Yeah. And believe me, if you put that good karma out there, then you're going to get a big win too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Just
it's people misunderstand what other people are saying sometimes,
Yeah. So he says, I have many hustles. I manage our local Legion Post, clean the township law office, and a lady's home. So I probably don't have a real job, but hey, I love what I do and my flex.
There you go.
They are real jobs.
That's it.
They are. Hey, people say YouTube is not a job. Mom, how hard do I work on YouTube?
Oh my gosh, she works all the time.
I'm working from the minute I get
24/7.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't look like it because when you
Yeah.
have the video out, it looks like it was easy, like you just took it. It's kind of like filming a commercial. I've been on commercial shoots
Yeah.
where it took 2 or 3 days just to get a 60-second commercial, if even
Right.
that.
And then the same thing here.
Right.
You're working all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
and you're never not thinking about it because you're like, oh, well, I should get this on camera. Do you know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't want to be on camera but YouTube is not my problem. I love doing YouTube and sharing because you guys are so nice and so great,
Yeah.
and I feel the love from you guys. Like Walgreens, like I said the other night when
Yeah.
I had to call the police, and that's just starting to get sketchy.
Yeah. Well,
And then
it
at
can be
night they leave
dangerous.
2 of
Yeah.
us. They have to have 2 people to keep it open, and the managers don't care as long as there's 2 people.
Yeah.
And it's been me and Andy. Andy's a woman; she's about my age. We worked alone from 5 to midnight this last Sunday,
Yeah.
the Sunday before. Listen, they don't care as long as they don't have to close the store.
Yeah.
That they don't care that we're alone, and
Right.
And
Yeah.
so here's the
Yeah,
thing:
that's true.
not only do we have to do the
Yeah.
cash register and stuff, do the drawers, we have to clean the bathrooms and take out the garbage, even the outside garbage. I mean, stuff that is not part of
Yeah.
wasn't on my description.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you have to keep Walgreens open that late at night? That's so scary. Yeah, I don't know. We're trying to get them to close at 10 again because during COVID they closed at 10 and that was like nice. But only frick frack happens. The pharmacy closes at 10. So
And
there's
usually it's just young kids that come in afterwards anyway.
and that's what it was. Yeah, it's just
so
frick frack.
They should.
And that's how they know. That's when they come steal stuff because they know nobody's there.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Will you go deep sea scuba diving, Tracy? I will. So actually, I'm getting my advanced scuba, and then at the same time, I'm getting my dry suit. Like you get certified in these, and so and I was just talking to somebody because they're doing it this weekend, and I can't do it till September because I don't have the time. But on Saturday, you go to the lake that we go to, that you guys have seen on the videos, and then you scuba there to do like your advanced practices. And then the next day, you have to drive like to Superior, like 3.5 hours away, and you get to go in these like mine caves or something.
Ooh.
So I'll take you guys in the mine caves.
There you go.
And then when I get to Florida with Keith and John, I'll be ready with Keith to go do scuba diving in Florida.
Yeah.
My eldest works at a gas station on the overnight shift. There are 2 of them. It's pretty busy, but still worry on her. Yeah. Yeah, nothing good happens after 10 o'clock in a store. Even Cub and the gas station across the street.
Yeah.
The gas station used to stay open 24 hours. They close at 10 now. I mean, Walgreens should not be. Although, I do get it. Like a lot of times people come in for their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because they need like ibuprofen or, their baby's sick or something.
Yeah. It's good for the public, but not.
Yeah. Hi, Don. Oh, you're at a concert in the park.
Oh.
Nice. Let's see. Before I forget, what is Keith's cooking channel? It's Cooking with Keith with a K.
Does he do
RV Cooking with Keith. I don't know if he's been keeping up with it. But when we go back to Florida, because he needs, like, just told my mom, she goes, will they be sending you e-bikes like when you're gone? They won't send you. And I go, yeah, then Keith can put it together.
She'll have help. Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to. We were just texting all today, and Chef is getting so big. Remember Chef, his puppy that he got?
Yes, I do.
From the Breaking Bad,
yeah.
From the Breaking Bad RV at the Cove.
Yeah.
I miss Keith and John. So do I. But we text almost every day, and so the band will be back together.
Yeah, in the fall. In the fall.
And here's the thing, though. You miss Keith and John, but then when I'm with them, you're like, oh, I miss Joy. So you get 6 months with Joy and 6 months with Keith and John.
There you go.
And these will be, we're going to have some good adventures. Now I'm really confident about being on the road. And like I said, I'm going and I know where people are that we really get along. And it's nice because, like I told my mom, we're autonomous. Like if we don't want to see each other, sometimes you just want to be alone. We can be in our own places. But then Keith's always like cooking something up really good for dinner.
Yeah, well, he does the cooking. That's nice.
And we just get along so well. We all just really, like Keith said, we accept each other for exactly who we are. We wouldn't want to change each other at all.
Yeah.
So you'll love Lake Superior. The UP is a place to be. Yes, it is.
Lake Superior is beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, fear is just false evidence appearing real. That's FEAR. Yep. Fear stops us from seeking our dreams. I actually wrote a paper. I had to write a paper at the end of my coaching training.
Yeah.
I was in training for a year, and that's what I wrote about was fear.
Yeah.
That it's just imaginary. Like if there was a bear in front of you, that's fear. Like it's fight or flight, because you need to find somewhere safe. But we just imagine, like me with my bridges, crossing the bridges. So.
Yeah.
What do you want to pull for the?
Yeah, I guess it's bracelet time.
It's bracelet. I forgot the bracelet in the van, but you guys saw it in the picture.
Yeah.
So everybody's name is in there that said they wanted to be. So I was in the library tearing little pieces of paper up. And
how many am I gonna draw?
Just one. But we'll have more because I have more bracelets.
Oh, I see.
I have more bracelets in my fridge to get rid of. And did you see what I bought? So I'm DIYing something. So you'll get to see that coming up. So drum roll. Thrifty over 50 one. And I said they don't have to be on the live.
No.
So I'll write them when after this or whatever and tell them that they want it.
Good.
But there'll be more coming up. So any final thoughts?
Pardon?
Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Oh, any final thoughts? I know. Sometimes my hearing aids just don't pick up words. I don't know. It just sounds like you're gibberish. It sounds like gibberish.
It is. You just see my lips moving, right? Yeah.
Well, anyway. So no final words except the lady who does house cleaning and all those jobs.
Yep.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Yes, we do.
I think that is a very helpful to a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't vacuum anymore now after that. My heart doctor's.
You can't push the vacuum. I have to do that at Walgreens too. I have to vacuum at night. I'm like, I might as well be home.
But I have a young lady that, in the apartments here, she there's a lot of people here that can't vacuum.
Yeah, so she comes like every other week or every week to do
every other week. She's so nice.
I said I'd do it.
She works so hard, huh?
I said I'd do it, but
oh no, I don't want to bother you kids. Besides, and she comes anyway on this floor. She has 2 or 3, so yeah, she comes anyway. That's my last word for today.
Is that it? The cleaning lady comes to vacuum because you can't. That's your final word for the spiritual talk.
Oh, you mean to do with our? Well, yes, I have. If I can remember it, be patient. I'm old. Oh yes, I remembered it now.
Okay.
Are you smiling? You look great when you smile. Smile all the rest of the week. Yeah.
Smile all the rest of the week. And so here's the thing too. This is what I do with my coaching client. So this week, because I want you to tell me a win next week. So what happens then is people start looking for good things that have happened to them.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Because they want to share. So look out for good things that are happening this week, and then you can share them next week. Because we'll have 2 more lives. I mean, I don't know. We aren't really staying on course with the book. I mean, maybe we'll just have 1 more.
Yeah. Well,
to wrap it up next week.
one more, huh?
One more time.
One more
That's
time.
what Jessie used to say all the
Yeah,
time.
when she was little.
Yep.
One more time.
One more time. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go out,
And have an adventure.
make an adventure,
and make an
or have one.
adventure.
Yep.
Sorry, Ben.
No matter how big or how small, you don't have to sell everything and move into a van. Why?
Because you did.
I did. You can do it. I wouldn't recommend like when it's 107 degrees summer, but
No.
other than that, highly recommend.
Yeah.
And go call someone you love. And as Joy says,
Tell them you love them.
tell them you love them. Why would you call them if you didn't tell them you love them? And don't you dare
Forget.
your magic. Your magic. Okay. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Okay. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Wait, blow a kiss. Mwah.
Yeah.
Blow a kiss. Bye.